All right, looks like we should be live. Let's see if the shit actually works. Should be about 10 minutes in. We're going to be checking out Jürgen's package today if someone is just checking this out. I'm actually checking here to see if there is... Yeah, one watching. That's probably me. So I'm figuring this shit out. I haven't streamed in kind of a long time, so... All right, cool. So I think we're going here. Here we go. Hey, someone showing up. Miss you. Welcome. Right on. Thanks for joining. Awesome. I appreciate it. You know, I'm a little bit messed up here because of the lag, the delay in that. So I haven't done this. But listen, I'm really happy to see you, though. Thanks for joining. And I'm just still sort of adjusting here, especially with that stupid video title, by the way. I don't know if I do that, but I'm not sure if everyone actually gets that. So. Yeah, right on. All right, well, we're going. So, thanks for joining. And yeah, Jürgen actually might turn up too, but it's really late in Germany right now. Like it's 10 till 11 here. So if my math is correct, it's almost 6. No, it's almost 5 in the morning in Germany. It's 6 hours difference, right? So yeah, so it'll be almost 5. Yeah, math, right? It's messed up. Well, you know, in other news, actually, I've actually been listening to kind of a lot of reggae. So here, Jurgen I was emailing with him earlier. He might have crashed out, so we'll see. It's really late there, but yeah, I've been listening to shit like this. This is what's playing right now. Culture, man. Oh, Marty's here. Right on, man. Hey, Marty, welcome, dude. All right, well, if Marty's here, then I think we kind of have a quorum on the metal. Miss you. I don't know if you're as into the metal as some of the rest of us. I always see you around in the metal chat, so you can't be too hostile to it. But, you know, I mix it up a little bit sometimes. So, yeah, here's another one I've been playing, too. This is Rico Rodriguez, a trombone player who is on these, like, really jazzy, like, he's in, like, some of these ska groups, too, like with Don Drummond and shit. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. But, yeah, in the 70s, he made a couple albums just as Rico. And, yeah. Let's show one more just because this cover is so awesome. Check this out. Like, if you ever needed a reason to collect reggae, how about a fucking album cover like that, dude? Some funny shit. All right, well, I think I'm going to start working on the... I think I'm going to start in this package. So, oh, holy shit, I got an email from StreamYard. I've never used StreamYard before either, by the way. Like, I've used it on other people's channels, but this is my first time, like, flying solo with that shit. And Marty, actually, assuming you're still watching, if, you know, so I'll just do this. Try to figure out how to, like, double check on the thing, but. All right, cool. All right. Here we go. I'm getting my fucked up scissors, which are actually great scissors, but I fucked these up. Look at that shit. Yeah, StreamYard's pretty awesome. You don't pay for it. Oh, no, Marty, you did start paying for it because you're over 20 hours a month. Whatever. I don't want to get on this shit. I actually forget I asked. So look at this shit. Here's the funny story. You see how it's all bent up? I did that because I fucking, like, not too long after we got these scissors. This was a wedding present, too, but, like, I got really high. And, like, we had a thing of some kind of chocolate candy. I want to say it was, like, cookies and cream, like, clusters or something, like, really corny like that. And, like, the thing had, like, melted and like, solidified. So I was, like, really wanted this fucking stone, right? So I'm, like, beating on the thing with the scissors. I ended up just bending the shit out of it. I don't even remember if I broke the thing up at all. So it's kind of a lousy move there, but, you know, what the hell. Hey, I just want to show something real quick. Let me see. I'm going to use a marker because I don't want to, like, give away any addresses or anything. Yeah, I kind of want to keep his address. I'm just going to cover it with my thumb, but, you know, one thing that I just never get tired of. There we go. Here, check out Jürgen's handwriting. That's German handwriting. You can see that? That G, that's how you learn to write in Germany. It's a little different. It really is. Like eyes and shit. You know, there are all sorts of little things that, like, you don't think about when you're like going to be in a place like that, you know? So it's like I was in Germany for a few years, and you figure, yeah, you know, they use basically the same alphabet and shit. I mean, it is the same alphabet. They use a few diacritical marks, but you know, it's pretty straightforward, right? But then like there's all this little shit, like how do you write the letter S? And in German cursive, it's actually really different than in, at least in American. I almost said English, but I don't even know if it's consistent in the UK. I would guess not. So, yeah, just little shit like that, right? So I don't know what's in here. I have an idea. This is a huge package, though. You know something? I'm gonna email Jürgen real quick. Just give him one more second here. I feel like I'm dicking around, but this is just such an event, man. You know, it's super humbling too. I mean, you know, I know Marty, you get stuff too, and miss you. Honestly, I don't even know if you have a channel, but like, it's really humbling when someone just like says, "Hey, I really like your channel. I want to send you some shit." Like, really, dude? Seriously? So, sure, I don't like give away his address on time. Cool. Yeah, Jürgen's huge package. Exactly. Look at how big this thing is, dude. And you might notice too that until a minute ago it was uncut. Oh my God. Yeah, packing material. Wow. Yeah, okay. Just fucking started, right? Yeah. So this is oh my God, this is the packing material. You know, he said this isn't a great copy. Okay. Now, I'm not exactly a mid freak. If this is like a VG minus, it's going to be fine for me. Just realistically, you know. Look at this cover, man. This is how you know a real collector too, by the way, too, because he's like, it's not in great shape, it's sort of whatever, but he still takes trouble to take the record out of the sleeve, you know. But look at this shit, man. What a great cover. Now, I'm not the biggest Angel Dust fan on the planet. Okay, like I have their first record. What's it called? Marty, what's the first fucking Angel Dust record called? I can't even think, man. Anyway, I think it's good. I think it's a decent, like, German, you know, speedy record, you know, but it's just, but it doesn't really have that like sort of something. So Jürgen said that this second one is a lot better. So I'm actually really excited to check this out. So I kind of think it's a better cover too. I like that other cover though too. It's hard, you know. Of course, you got to check out the mustaches, right? I mean, otherwise you might think you're watching, I don't know, Marty or something if you didn't talk about mustaches for the whole fucking stream, right? Look at that. We got two really good ones, and this guy just looks kind of entertaining. That's amazing, man. Yeah, I see what he's talking about. This is a little bit chewed up and shit, you know. Still though, man, this is fucking fantastic. I appreciate this shit so much, man. Into the Dark Past, I think is what it is. All right, so this is the packing material. By the way, same deal with this. Check out this handwriting, man. There we go. Oimel's handwriting, guys. Look at that. You see that L? That's not how Americans learn how to write a letter L in school. When you're writing cursive, sort of, but like in manuscript like this. Yeah, you see it's a little bit different, you know. The R is shaped a little bit differently too. You see that? I realize I'm geeking out over this really hard, but I love this sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because like language and you know, people are different in all sorts of like little ways that, you know, make shit interesting, and it just keeps going and going. You know what I mean? It's like you think you have it all figured out, and you realize you barely scratched the surface. So I kind of dig that sort of thing. All right, I'm kind of trying not to peek ahead here, so I'm just sort of going through these one at a time. God, it was hard waiting this afternoon when I was like still working and shit. All right. Executor. The name alone. Poland, 1990-91. A little late for you, I know. That's actually okay. Because 91, hey, Jürgen, man, welcome. Right. I was just like raving about the... oh, shit, man. I just saw the next one. I'm trying really hard not to peek at the next one. But yeah, we were just talking about this guy, about the packing material, man. I'm stoked to check that out. All right, so we're on to... what's it called? Executor? It seems like it should be Executor or Executor, but Yeah, I've never heard of these guys, man. 1990, 91, though, for Poland, that is not late. I mean, I'm really on board with, some of that stuff. I feel like a lot of like around like 90, 91, frankly, right around when the UK started getting involved, I feel like a lot of the speed metal in Western Europe and the US was starting to get stale, like how people talk about, you know what I mean? And it's funny because I didn't hear that so much at the time, but like in retrospect, I kind of, do hear it. But like the Eastern European shit, man, it just isn't tired. It's like they're just getting ramped up. You know what I mean? So like you get that and the Jesus records, right? So you get like a regular secular like thrash record from 91, might sound a little stale, but if it's from Poland, if it's American, yeah. If it's from Poland or if it's American but they're religious, you might be in for a treat. It might suck too. Anyway, I have no idea what this is, but it sure looks fucking promising. Hateful Subconsciousness. That is a great title. And these guys sure look promising too. I can see it gets the OIMO seal of approval right there with the creator shirt. Although I'll have y'all know I did put on a Voivod shirt on purpose. Just for our friend. All right, I'm going to have to listen to this and come back because I don't know. I love these titles, though, dude. These fucking like Into the Holocaust. It's all like, Into the Holocaust. Except like it doesn't actually make sense in English. That doesn't mean anything. Like that's not how those words fit together in a sentence, Merciless death. That's good. And then merciful death after merciless life. Yeah, I feel that one, actually. I don't know, man. Immortal Sinner's pretty good, too, and Welcome to Gotham. Oh, God, Oblivion Hill. I keep going, this is the best one, and then I see one more. So, yeah, man. Fucking super promising. I think I might have to play this one first. Full-length studio material, 91. Yeah, completely new to me, man. Now, honestly, I don't really know Eastern European metal very well. I should, yeah. I should needle drop this shit. So I'm going to do it after the side of the record. If y'all could hear it well, like through the thing, that'd be one thing. But all right, man. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. All right. Repent. I think I might have told this story before, but when I was in high school, I had a friend who was in a band called Repent. Hey, Executor actually is Stephen M. Hey, Steve, it took me a second, actually. Dude, fucking thanks for joining, man. It's been forever. All right, cool. Yeah, it is a Pokemon. I was about to start explaining something, and I realized who you were, man. So right on, dude. It's really good to hear from you. This is Repent. It's their fourth full length from 2019, and he says it sucks. I'm a bit skeptical. That cover, fantastic. So good. Actually, what's awesome about this cover? This is like one of those covers where like they were going for like the depth, you know what I mean? Like sort of the serious, like social commentary. Hey, Shane, thanks for joining, man. Hey, Nick, too. Sorry, man. I feel like I'm missing y'all, but here, check this out, though. Like, it's this art that's kind of comic booky, right? And there's this serious looking ape over here and the caveman over here. And like the guy holding the DNA strand somehow presiding over it in a jar. Is that what that's supposed to be? Like a fucking double helix? Yeah, and like he's attacking robots, but I have no fucking idea what this is supposed to mean. Like, not the slightest fucking clue. That's awesome. Hey, Mega Millions. Which one looks like a Krautrock cover? Yeah. You know something? He's not wrong. Yeah, let's see. What does that remind me of? Hang on a second. I'm just doing this kind of at random here. Yeah. All right, so here are a couple that reminds me of. This is the first one that I grabbed. Just like literally randomly. Like I went and pulled it from the German shit. What's something that looks a little bit like that back cover? Well, this kind of reminds me of it a little bit too. The Icarus guy. I love this record, by the way. It's pretty heavy on the prog, but it's awesome old German shit. Look at that. This is the one I actually thought of, though. It's not the same, but it kind of vibes out in a similar way, man. The My Solid Ground record. I wish it were a real one. It's a Second Battle. Still a nice issue. And a great record. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of Repent a little bit. You see, like, maybe like you should have put the pigs on the back of your record, too. Right there, like they could have been standing over here in the hills. All right. Well, I'll have you know that I don't care what Jürgen says. I'm looking forward to hearing this one. And I actually bought a different Repent, and I did like it. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Repent. Hey, Chris, man, welcome. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, yeah, Repent is better than Slayer. You know? Oh, I can't lose these little papers. Hang on. I'm getting all mixed up and shit here. I only have so much space, you know? And I kind of like arrange shit. I have some 45s here. And all right. Oh, fuck it. I'll figure it out later. All right. So this is the next one. Yeah. Erlangen in 1993 is all this one says. Oh, man, this one doesn't even have an inner. Delicate News. You know something? That sounds like what some of the guys I knew in Erlangen would have named their band. Who's on this thing? Like, I'm almost afraid, like, Swifty Morgan. Yeah, I don't think I know any of these guys. But it says they're delicate. Din of Voices. Delicate News. Oh, it says Erlangen, but the address is in Fruit. What the fuck, dude? All right. Let me get an inner for this thing. All right. And what do you want to needle drop? The Polish one or the Delicate News? Yeah, this is awesome. They made a 45 in 93, though. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Yeah. Even worse than Repent. Hardcore thrash, huh? That's funny. It's a good cover. It's a weird cover, actually. All right. All right. Yeah, this one, actually, he sort of warned me about. All right. This says, this is the best thrash album that ever came out of Franconia. You know, I hate to say it. I mean, especially since the fucking band is called Lavatory. You know, I've been curious about this band forever, though, like literally since this record came out. Because I remember, see, this came out in 89, and I moved back to the States in 88. But I remember seeing their name on like posters and shit like that. Like there'd be some sort of festival, a bunch of bands at the bottom would be like Lavatory. And I'm like, who the fuck is called Lavatory? You know, it's like, that's funny, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, this is another one of those deep covers, by the way, too. Look at that social commentary on there. Except this one makes sense, in fairness. Glasshouse Fools, you know, even the English makes sense. You know, you can see all the bullshit going on here and the fucking yuppies there. You know, it's coherent. This one, no idea. Which rules? I don't need to understand it. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like if I do like understand exactly what was up, what they were thinking with all these records, that might kind of spoil it a little bit, you know? And we're going to check out Lavatory. I think Lavatory is a little bit more grindy than, of course, it's fantastic, says Jürgen. Fucking love it. You know, it's so good, but he's sending me the record, right? All right, I'm gonna play this one right now. You know something? I was planning on hyping up. I actually pulled up my Deliverance records to hype them up. So if we're gonna hype shitty records here, then totally. Nuclear Assault or Tankard for Poor People. See, I would say that like Nuclear Assault, and Tankard are kind of Slayer and Destruction for poor people, you know. Look, I haven't streamed in like 2 years, and like as soon as I do, I'm back to my old shit, walking away from the camera, only on about half the time. So this is Lavatory, and I think it's side one, but it's a little dark because like all the lights are behind me. So that's why I have to keep it like a cave in here when I'm streaming. You think you need a lot of lights, but I actually only have one on because if I turn on, like, you don't want that. All right. So this one is finally mine. This record was sort of the impetus for this whole thing. He was talking about sending me this. Now, this is another one that I've known about for a long time. And I'll tell you something, this is a weird record because there are only a few releases on this label. Flame Trader. And like they're not that easy to find, but like the records just aren't really all that sought after. Actually, I think there's one record on this label that kind of is. But this is one of those records that's relatively inexpensive, but you can't find it over here. You know what I mean? It's like you can probably get it. I'll bet you could find this for $10 in Germany. You know, online, you can order it for like 20, 30 euro, but like you add another 20 to ship it, and you're like, shit, man. So I've wanted to hear this for a long time. I'm fucking stoked to be able to do this, finally. And I'm actually pretty into Lavatory. I was afraid it was going to be a little too, like, a little too Napalm Death Scum as opposed to, oh, what's that later one? Utopia Banished, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like Scum too, but anyway, this is really good so far. Yeah. I think it's kind of funny and maybe in a way kind of bold that they didn't put themselves on. Maybe they knew I would make fun of their mustaches. Because I'm sure they had mustaches, let's be honest. I mean, this record, I mean, that's a mustache record, right? I mean, let's be honest. Fucking. Yeah, let's see on the inner. Yeah. There we go. There's a little mustache. It's, well, I was going to say it's not like a real big, like, mustache, but that's like most of these 80s ones. It's part of why I find them so amusing. You know what I mean? It's like when you're 17 and you've got, like, the beginnings of a mustache, you know? Anyway, Sweet Cheater. This is another cover I don't really understand, actually. I mean, like, clearly they're going for something kind of, like, evil, you know? But what, like the Sweet Cheater logo? Like, Jesus is like skeleton Jesus is like projecting a Sweet Cheater logo that like is beamed up here or something. That's kind of what it looks like. Like this is one of those reflections, like when they shine the shit on the sidewalk or something, you know? Hey, speaking of, I was thinking about something the other day. You know how like yeah, there's some quality mustaches on that Lavatory picture. I kind of glossed over it because I was too busy talking about it. Yes. In fact, you know something, I'm going to get it. Let me share this. Yeah, here we go. Check out those mustaches, man. That's fucking perfect. Everyone has one. And it was 1989 too, man. Over here, people didn't have mustaches anywhere by 89. They like your boomer uncle did, you know? Just sort of like boomers kind of still do, right? But like if you're under the age of 50, you probably don't have a mustache. If you do, you're probably fucking around. All right, anyway, Lavatory. Awesome mustaches. Really cool record. Oh, here's what I was thinking about though, okay? So you know how like hey, right on. Dude, Alan, it's good to hear from you for a minute, man. I appreciate you popping in after your own stream. I was out and about, so I missed y'all, so I'm not going to cast any aspersions. Here's what I was thinking about, though. So you know how, like Like back when they used to like stone people to death, like for adultery and shit like that. Or at least like when they made all those rules, like, you know, like in the book of Leviticus and shit like that. So like, and you know, like basically the punishment for everything was stoning people to death. And it comes off as really brutal and shitty now. I mean, one thing that I think people don't necessarily appreciate when reading shit like the Bible is that your society already has to be at a pretty advanced state to have a prison. You know what I mean? Like if you're a nomadic tribe, you're like wandering around the fucking Sinai desert or something like that, or for that matter, Canaan, you know what I mean? You don't have a building just to keep criminals in. You can't afford that. You're fucking, you don't have the fucking leisure to put into like building something like that. You know what I mean? So like if someone's like not working with the group, you just fucking get rid of them. That's why the death penalty is for everything. You know what I mean? So I understand that. But aside from that, like, you know how like one of the big things in like, you know, like in Leviticus and shit is like, you know, it's not like the executioner stones a person to death, like the whole village joins in, right? So like if we did that today, would that be like jury duty? Like you get a fucking like a letter in the mail and you have to like report to the courthouse and like bring your own stones or something. They'd probably have stones. It'd probably be like at a quarry or some shit like that, you know? Oh shit. That's a hell of a shout out. Miss you. Yeah, I don't know, man. So what else is in here? I think this is more packing material. Yeah, it says it looks like shit, but it plays. And here we go. Another one that I have not heard. I like the first album a lot. I'm actually really late to the first Scanner record. I first bought Hypertrace in the early days of eBay when I was buying pretty much anything that looked remotely like metal. You know? So, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, it just didn't really blow me away. You know what I mean? Like I was taking a lot of stuff and I was like, whatever, you know. So then a bunch of time goes by. I actually made friends with Marty. I started my channel and kind of made friends with Marty, and he was hyping it. And I was like, I should give it another chance. I listened to it online. No, actually, I don't think I did. I think I just bought the record again because I trust Marty, you know. But I really like it now, man. It's really good. But I've heard that this one is even better. Now, back before I really gave a shit, I probably wouldn't have. And honestly, this cover would not have won me over. Like I've seen pictures of it, right? Like this, where it's sort of in the background, it's like the robot in front of the car and shit. But like, I didn't really realize how goofy this was because I haven't seen it this closely before. You know, that's definitely a little bit sort of end of the 80s ish, or into early 90s as opposed to 80s. But all right, well, it's kind of a dearth of mustaches on this one. Although this guy's pose is kind of good. You know, I tend to complain about band photos because it's like they're sort of trying to be cool, but I don't know. This guy's somehow just pulling it off. I don't mind him so much, by the way, when they're just sitting there like this. Just like the cool, like sort of the pose, like in like a funky warehouse or something. I'm just over it. You know, after the 90s, I guess. Anyway, so here's the note for this one. I'm enjoying fucking handwriting so much. Yeah, packing material again with that German letter R. The D, look at that. See that sort of semi-cursive D, that little hook at the end of it. You don't really do that when you learn to write in the US. Love that shit. I'm gonna keep these forever. Oh, there's another packing material. I have to make sure I don't lose that. Anyway, this one, it plays. So the cover's in better shape than the Angel Dust one. And I'll tell you something, man. I'm fucking really looking forward to hearing this one too. Because goofy cover or not, I think Hypertrace is fantastic. And if there's even a chance that this is as good as that, I'm fucking pretty stoked. And I have two people with opinions I value telling me it's even better. So no shit. The scan. So you know something? Let me try this out. I've never done this on StreamYard before. Look at that. Actually, this is the one I was going for. So he produced the first. That was the first Repent album, or was that a different band? I don't know exactly how the chronology works out there. Oh, okay. So Marty did say Hypertrace is better, but I still want to hear this, man. I think you said this one was even better, Marty. Maybe you're on a kick or something. So, yeah. Well, that is. I don't know how to get it like that. All right. Well, that's the stash, man. I mean, that's the package, and I'm really kind of blown away. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, I mean, seriously, man, I kind of lost count. There are like 6 or 7 records in there, maybe? That's funny. I was looking at that there was a comment in here and it was someone else texting me. Classic, right? Yeah, so a hell of a pack, man. Inhuman was the band, right on. Yeah, the Pizza Thrash Fun Zone. That all tracks. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Honestly, if they were British and this is what the cover looked like, I'd be more inclined to write them off. But with them being German shit's just darker, man. They're like different issues they're dealing with or something like that, you know? I suppose we all have our foibles, you know what I mean? But it's like that level of goofiness in a UK album I would kind of expect to be the kiss of death, you know? Because the British are kind of inclined to do that anyway, and they fucked up a lot of good things, you know? And I tend to like British humor, by the way, too. Like, when it comes to like that sort of like just surrealist sort of style, you know, Monty Python and that kind of shit. But, you know, even more than that, like Father Ted and Vic Reeves and that kind of shit, you know? I'm all about that style of humor, but I just don't like it on my metal records, you know? So, Rick, welcome, man. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. So we're a half hour in, man. This is a really short stream, isn't it? What else do you want to see? Do you want to see some other records? I appreciate everyone tuning in, man. And this has been a hell of a stash here to show. I did pull out the Deliverance records. Here, I'll hype these guys real quick. And I'll probably hang it up because I don't want to keep Jürgen up all night. But, yeah, man. So Jürgen sent a package to Thomas, Merciful Metal, in the Netherlands. And in that package was a copy of this. And he was sort of like, what the fuck? And Jürgen was like, yeah, that's a piece of shit. I'm like, yeah, it's a piece of shit. Okay, let me just concede that out of the gate. Okay, this thing is rough and sloppy and like muddy. Like the sound is really shitty in that. But I'll tell you something, man. For my money, this is what Doom should have sounded like. You know, it's not all like about low and tune and slow and plotting. Like there's just sort of this weird menace to this. There's something fucking otherworldly about this band. I mean, starting with this logo with those backwards E's, that just doesn't look right, you know? And this cover, this isn't what other metal bands were doing at the time, and this is some weird shit. Now, I actually heard somewhere that this band was fake, which could be true, but they made 3 records. Look at this one, man. That's just as batshit, except it's in this weird cartoony style. You know? It's like this is all like sort of serious and weird, and this is all goofy, but like they're both just kind of fucked up, you know? And this back cover, look at that. What is that even? It just doesn't make sense, you know? I mean, it's like a skull or something, right? I mean, that's cool, but it's like the shit is all just so weird. So this is the 3rd album, which is actually the hardest one to find for me. But this is the Book of Lies. It's probably their most normal record, but I'm telling you, it's still a fucking weird record, man. If you like your metal weird, you should be listening to Deliverance. Let me tell you. Because there's fucking nobody else that sounds like this band. Like, the only thing I can think of that's even close is maybe that, what is that, Lords of the Crimson Alliance or something, I think it's called, that fake record, you know, the fake band. You know who I'm talking about. There's one of those Canadian ones, like in the Virgin Steel Circle, I think. And it's a good record, you know? But, like, that's the only thing I can think that's even close to what these Deliverance records sound like, man. Just some bizarre shit, man. I mean, look at that weird necklace she's wearing. What's up with that? Like, there's just so much weird shit with these fucking records. And it's in the music, but, like, it's on the covers before you even get to the music. And just everything about it just oozes weirdness. This whole fucking band, man. And I love them. So, everyone, support Deliverance. I actually Googling them before I started because I wanted to try and figure out if they were fake or not. Look at this. It's so bizarre. And, like, the fucking bitmapped, like, song titles from the primitive like 1986 computer. Oh, and it says for every copy sold is another soul bought. Yeah. So yeah, I like when you search for Deliverance, like the band, Jürgen's impressed. Yeah, I really like these guys. What was the time I was saying? What's the pressing devil's meat, actually? I was saying something else, but I forgot. Let's talk about devil's meat. This is Metalworks. So they thoughtfully included the lyrics so I can sing along with Eat the Devil's Meat. And this is actually the label. Hang on. You see that shit? I'm on a laptop, so it looks like nothing to me, but it's a really plain label. So, produced by the Satan Brothers. That sounds like a British guy came up with that. Yeah, let me see. I think one of these other ones might have been a German pressing. Yeah, this copy of Evil Friendship is a German press. So is this on? It has the Metalworks logo on the back. It says manufactured in West Germany. It could still be the UK press, so I might be mistaken. They might have just pressed it there. Avian. Yeah, well, I was wondering if this would have like a steam hammer or something, but it's the same Metalworks. A little bit more what they did with it, but not much. So yeah, what did Devil's Meat come out on in Germany? Didn't someone license that or something? It's hard to imagine what they imported it. Oh, it's Steam Hammer. There we go. Yeah, Steam Hammer seems like they would license any old bullshit, man. Steam Hammer had some fucking weird titles. I was kind of blown away. Actually, Jürgen made a video about this. That's what I'm running off. But like Noise, if you look at the shit they licensed, like it makes sense. It pretty much fits in the roster, you know. In fact, if you're gonna say that Noise like had like some weird like inexplicable shit in there, it'd be their own sign. What was the other one? Valentine's. You know, they were a little bit sort of the odd men out in that roster, you know. But Steam Hammer, man, they just any old shit. It seemed like. Yeah. So was a Steam Hammer pressing not the original then? I would have imagined it just came out then at the same time. You know, this is the UK one, I guess, but I don't know if it's more like, you know, original than an original Steam Hammer. Maybe. Hey, Nate, man, thanks for joining. Nate Bouchard just joined. Same last name as Al. You've heard my other old story. Packing. I got to keep this packing material thing. This goes with the Angel Dust record. So I love keeping all those little notes and shit. I keep other people's too. So. All right, well, everyone go check out Deliverance. Everyone subscribe to Jurgen if you're not already subscribed. The channel's called Jürgen Aumann, which is, you know, more letters than Oimo, but you should be able to find it. And I think it's in my recommended on my channel. If not, it will be soon. So you should be able to find it in my subscriptions. You can look for it there. The Revenge job with the lighter and the PMRC is pretty weird. Hang on a second. I can find it. Yeah, this one. Nate is at an airport waiting for baggage. I'll have you all know. Yeah, there you go with the fire and the PMRC, like the PMRC lighter and the freedom of choice. I thought this record sucked, dude. Honestly, this is one of those that I've pulled out from time to time and been like, you know, let me revisit this one. Maybe it's cool, you know. And I listen to it and I go, no, man, it really pretty much sucks. Yeah, in fact, the last time I played this, I remember kind of liking it a little bit for how like clueless it is. If I remember correctly, about half of this is like pretty metal and the other half is like kind of corny, you know, like half the record was these two guys and the other half was her. It's kind of what it sounds like, honestly. But I just don't fucking remember. Yeah. Oh, Nate's gonna go watch Derek right on. Cool. All right. Yeah, Nick, we're on the same page here. Hey, here's another one real quick, actually, before I sign off. Y'all seen this before? Jurgen. Could you get that? This is an original. Because it says talk instead of speak. Everyone freak out, geek out, and like be jelly of my fucking Talk of the Devil record by Ozzy. I think it says it on the labels too. That's why I'm pulling it out. But this one doesn't have the custom inners the way my other copy does, my US one. But yeah, this one says Talk of the Devil. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? That's not what the idiom is in American English. So that's like the whole deal, you know. In the US, we say speak of the devil. And interestingly, because back in the 80s, people still all learned British English. But it seems like with the advent of the internet, a lot more people are speaking American English when they learn English. So I wonder how these things will shift. But yeah, back then, basically the worldwide release was Speak of the Devil. But the UK got Talk. So yeah, I remember it was Speak on the German pressing. That's why I pulled it out, because I'd never seen that. I never saw this record until like with this version of it. I never saw this until within the last 10 years or so. I didn't even know it existed. So, and it's Ozzy, you know, and I've been collecting records for 35 years. So there's always more shit to learn, I suppose. So yeah, Marty, I kind of feel the same way about Derek and his channel. You know, I kind of feel like that's that channel brings a lot of people into the VC. And then like people sort of outgrow it after a while and sort of go and do their own thing. You know what I mean? But that's not, I don't know, but that's just because he's kind of a weird guy. He shows good shit. I think he has pretty good taste, you know? So I'm not down on Derek at all. A little self-important for sure. But you know, all of our hang-ups, right? All right. Anyway, it's 11:30 here. I'm going to go listen to a couple records before I go to bed. So I appreciate everyone watching. Jürgen, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It is really, really humbling. And yeah, Marty, me too, to a large degree. It was really mostly Greeno that brought me in. Marty just said that Derek, Lazarus, and Scott Waters pretty much brought him in. Yeah, for me, it was mostly Greeno, LJ, and Lazarus too. And I remember this. I think I might have given Lazarus shit about this, but like I shouted him out in my very first video. And I didn't figure out until later that he hadn't made a video in like a year at that point. Like his channel was completely dead. And I was shouting him out. Afterwards, I figured it out. I was like, well, I guess I come off a little bit like out of the loop. But hey, he came back and I really like his channel now. So I'm not complaining, man. Lazarus is back and I'm stoked on his channel. And he was definitely one of the guys who got me started too. You know, a little bit of a lore too is I originally conceived of the channel as a jazz channel. I mean, to say I conceived of it is a little bit overstated. But when I was thinking about doing it, I found Derek because I was looking for records for jazz videos. And I apologize if I told the story 100 times, but yeah, I found Derek. I found a couple others, but I didn't find anyone who was like talking about the shit that I wanted to talk about at that time. You know what I mean? A lot of it was sort of, a lot of what I was seeing was like the ECM and the CTI shit. And, you know, I wanted to talk more about, you know, the Blue Note and the Impulse and that stuff. And there's a lot of channels now. It feels kind of stupid that I was actually looking, but it has been more than 8 years. Anyway, I was going to do a jazz channel. I ended up sort of watching more of Greeno's videos and getting into the metal kick. And then I ended up using the name Metal Theologian because I used that when I was living in LA. I guested on a friend's radio program a couple of times, just brought a box of records and hung out for a few hours and talk about shit. I used that then, Metal Theologians. That's actually 20 years old, that moniker, even though my channel's only been around for about 8. So that's the story of that. Yeah, now there's a jazz shithead. But, you know, so I'm going to keep talking about jazz from time to time, too. I just haven't been on a kick in a while, you know? So, Jazz Shepherd guy. Hey, Teddy, man, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Man, as more people join, I kind of want to hang around, you know, but I don't know. I'm going to hang it up. Thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Jurgen's the best. Everyone subscribe. Scotty Strickland, yes, that was a big honor. Actually, I'll tell this story too, but you remember those VC famous stickers? When Mibber sent me one of those, I was like, yeah, I've arrived. Actually, let me see if I can show that real quick. You know, I'm not going to find it because I don't know where. I think I know what record it's in, but the record's in the baloney stack because it's an Asia record, which he sent me to fuck with me. But since it's Mibber, he sent me a perfect copy anyway because that's just how he rolls. Yeah, Scotty remembers it too. Right on. Hey, Al. Just Al, man. Right on. Welcome. Okay, anyway, that's the story, man. VC famous, as it were. Thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, I'll talk soon.